There are so many things in the 90s that gives me a blast of nostalgia. I know lots of kids these days have heard about this time frame and how great it is. Like the overused phrase, only 90s kids remember. I was quite a lonely child with no friends growing up. Lots of these things from this time made it better. I recall one morning when I was 7 back in 1996, Sailor Moon was on TV right before I went to school every day. Then I would hear the epic theme song. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never run from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. And this is when I became a weeb. I would use my hairband as a tiara and have my sister paint a crescent moon onto my forehead. There were so many great shows growing up that I remember. Kids these days should watch them too. Also, a few underrated shows that not many people have known of, like Melancholy Nights, Fighting Foodons, and Rainbow Bright. And some movies were just a bit weird, but enjoyable, like The Labyrinth and The Dark Crystal. Those two movies really need a theme park, am I right? Can't forget about the DuckTales movie. DuckTales! Woohoo! And The Chipmunk Adventure. It seems a lot of movies from the 90s had such a whimsical, weird adventure that I highly enjoyed. Obviously, I'd go through naming each and every one of them, but this video would take way too long. Good thing for pictures. I do recall a movie with a talking toilet, and for the longest time, I couldn't remember what this movie was. This thing here! It was from the movie called Look Who's Talking, and was it just me? Or that toilet was just so terrifying. Oh gosh, I got to poop.
I'll bite your blood off if you even dare!
Yeah, I was traumatized for a few days that I avoided the toilet. Not a great idea for a 6-year-old. I accidentally pooped myself. I remember before I had internet access, I played a lot of computer games. Shout out to AOL, that was my first introduction to the internet when I was 12. Rest in peace, Kids Chat. The very first games I got addicted to was Chips Challenge, Oregon Trail, and Odell Down Under. There were also the Jumpstart games, but I won't get into those in this video. Chips Challenge is where you go through a bunch of puzzles to progress to the next level. I was so happy to find it on Steam, but I haven't bought it yet, so... And Oregon Trail was my highlight in school for computer class. I would have my OCs in the game with me. I had no friends. That game was a fun way to learn history, and it was a survival game making decisions. But I do recall dying a lot. And Odell Down Under had you learn about fishes. Gave you anxiety when a bigger fish was about to eat you, or that you ate the wrong thing to give you food poisoning. Swim faster, Dory! Follow my mouse cursor. No! Nom. Yeah, that fish would always jerk the other way. Oh, and there's another game I forgot to mention that is called Orly Straw's Story. Does anyone remember this game? Or is it just me? Basically, we have your girl here, Orly, who would have you draw segments in the stories, and they'd come to life. I would doodle badly drawn Pokemon in the stories. Then we have a new guy that would go...
Oops!
Don't get me started on Freddy Fish, Pajama Sam, and Putt Putt. And I just recently found out that Freddy is a female.
Oops!
Those games are also on Steam. This video isn't sponsored, by the way. Okay, enough about computer games. 1999 is when I was 10 years old and had first gotten the N64. I remember going to Blockbuster to rent games and play the demo of Pokemon Snap, just like it was yesterday. That game desperately needs a sequel. And what was the very first game I ever owned on the N64? I remember using Link as my first character. I was just owning my cousins. My older cousin was getting mad at me for winning, and my other cousins were like,
"Whoa, you're so good!"
In reality, we all didn't know what we were doing. Speaking of Nintendo stuff, I remember the first time the Pokemon trading card game came out. I didn't know how to play, but I just liked collecting the cards. My very first pack had a holographic Venusaur in it, and my non-related cousin went up to me and saw that.
"I'll trade you Vulpix for that card."
Ooh, Vulpix is so cute. I'll trade it, please. Then my sister said to me that didn't seem like a fair trade. So I ended up crying in the corner outside, and then he kind of felt guilty to see me that way, so he gave me back the card. Another thing I had growing up was a pocket Pikachu, and I also had a Gigapet. I ended up neglecting my Pikachu, so eventually he ran away from me. As for my Gigapet, it ended up dying, and there was poo everywhere around it. Another toy I had was like this cat that would purr if you moved it around. I named it like a totally original name, Purry! I also had a Polly Pocket Town. Thinking back on how I played with them was kind of cute. I would have like a church there and they'd all go to church together. I even prepared for their little weddings. A while back, I looked on eBay how much it sold, and it was like nearly $200. I tried looking for another listing for it, but no one seems to be selling it at the moment. I also had these toys and games too, and this little cat here. Does anyone recognize what this toy's name is? For the longest time, I couldn't figure it out. I once had a yellow puppy version of her too, but my sister kind of lost it when my dad went to toe surgery. So if you guys want to help me reunite these two cutie pies, use the hashtag find Yennie's toy. This video is like over 1,000 words long in the script, so to wrap it up, I'm going to show you a slideshow of foods that I miss very dearly. Obviously, there are loads of stuff to remember, but sadly I couldn't fit it all in one video. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about the books from the 90s and other neat things I recalled. Maybe a part 2 in the future? I don't know. So if you are a 90s kid, what was one of many of the memories you have? If you aren't a 90s kid, what things seem strange to you from that time? Comment below. Congrats to Jado for winning this month's raffle. To join the next raffle, retweet the pinned tweet on my Twitter. Also, sorry for me singing. I was quite nervous actually singing in the video, so let me know if it sounds bad. If it sounds good, then I guess I'll sing some more. Follow my social medias and remember to drink your Ovaltine.